Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's another day, so it means another day working on the Mini Cooper. Yeah, not this one. This one still is. My son is back this week, and he's hoping to get the engine out and get this thing in the backyard, but we'll see. It was supposed to happen 2 months ago. But today, I've got another part. And just like all the other parts, you know, the catalytic converter down there and other things that I put on that I need the Junkyard Digs sticker, maybe a few of them on the back of this. Says it's not fixed, but it's different because it keeps being different. So this time I'm tackling another long time problem. This, for those of you who don't know what it is the ABS module. So there's a computer built on the back of the ABS module, and this thing, in a previous video I think I posted about it, it has like 20 or 30, 20 plus check engine light codes. Oh, I'd be. They're all related to the CAN bus reference voltage, but the ABS module has a whole bunch of codes all by itself. So everything that I've looked at, you know, I did that with that over there too, and that and whatever, says that it's the module. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the module, and this one was less than 50 bucks online. I can't remember the seller I bought it from, but I think eBay. So 50 bucks on eBay, and I got a new ABS module. So there are some videos on these where they take the module off, but I think back here you don't get to any of the electronics. You have to crack the top, and I don't want to crack the top because inside is what the problem is, not the valves that are between here and here. The problem is very mixed online, but mostly they say that you need to scan this or reprogram this after you put it in the car because it is programmed to BMW. Some say, or BMW Mini, some say that some of these are compatible with each other, but many aren't. So I don't have any way to scan it or to flash this computer, so I'm going to put it in, and you and I are both going to find out. Both? There's more than one of you, I hope. But we are going to find out together if this will run without being reprogrammed. So first thing that I learned, and I'll teach you here as well, is how to take this plug off. As you see, they just cut the plug off, and they had the lines all here cut. I already took those out, so they're 11 millimeter lines. So I've already kind of started. So there's no, it almost looks like there could be some tabs here, but there's not. That's where I started, and it did nothing. And then I noticed, you know, this part of the casting, the plastic casting there. So this is already taken out some, as you can see. This will slide all the way in, but as this slides out, the get the camera held there. As this slides out, the switch slides, or the plug slides up. So just this piece here is all the way in. I started with a mini screwdriver, popped it, and then actually use this to get it done, completely done. But bigger screwdriver would probably be more helpful. And then you just, as it pulls, it just kind of lifts itself up because it's on like a track in there. So that's it. Now I'm gonna take the air cleaner off the car and see what it's gonna take to get this out. Well, the contrast and lighting out there is very much not on my side. And I think we've got a weird thing from these LEDs, but basically it's resting in the car like this. There's one bolt here, and you can see this star pattern thing. This is from the rubber, like a rubber mount. And then you see two more on the bottom. Now I was able to use this tiny little wrench. So this is a tiny little 10. I think I bought one of these to put on a keychain or something. But I got this tiny little 10 millimeter, so they're 10 millimeter. And I was able to get on this one and get on those two on the bottom. I'm sure if you had even a little bit longer of a swivel, or probably a regular one, you could get down there. But I cracked them loose just a little bit, so I thought I'd have to maybe take the wheel off and get down here, get down to the bottom, but I'm good. So I just sprayed them down also with some PB Blaster a few minutes ago, so I think they're good. I do have an 11 millimeter line wrench, thankfully, so I'm gonna go try to set the camera up and take all the lines off and then loosen these up and pull this thing out of there. So yeah, hopefully it's as simple as it's started to be. We will see, right? Couple of quick tips here. I did pull this vacuum line off pretty easy, just like a little push button here, and it comes off of the vacuum pump, and then where it goes to the brake booster. As you can see there, once you pull these two front lines off, you can pull them up and then get your I got my box wrench or my line wrench under there so I can actually turn it and get some space. You just want to be extremely careful not to bend them or reroute them, because then trying to bend them back and get these started again is going to be a bear if you bend them. So, but they're kind of long in there, but they come out. So just don't bend them too much, or try not to bend them at all. And then you can get your other wrenches underneath those two to break those back four free. So they're free. I'm going to continue twisting them off, and then I'll take those other three off. I already pulled the plug off. It was pretty easy. So yeah, it's coming along. It's just slow. If you had an open end, so what I have. So in 10, 12, 13, and 15, I have these open end wrenches that will actually basically ratchet on the open end. And then my crow's feet are a little bit big to fit in there, but one of these would be great, but since it's 11, I don't have an 11. So just keep going at it with a regular wrench. It's a little slow because there's a lot of threads, but that's what I'm doing. here it is. It's out. First thing I did was inspect the plug, well, the terminals, and they all look good. This plug fits. I put it on already. So yeah, after we put the new one on, we'll crack this open and see if we can't find something. But yeah, let me grab the other one. Look at some numbers here. All right, so comparing the numbers here, I'll try to get close enough for you to see. Yeah, well, so except for underneath the barcodes, and it's only what the last, so on the top barcode the last 2 digits, and then the bottom barcode 060, so the last 2 are the same. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 4, so only 4 digits, so the 4 of the last 6 digits are different. Everything else is the same, so hopefully there's no issues. So you saw what it took to take that out at the very end there. Again, the biggest thing is making sure when you're taking the lines off, you don't bend them too much, because you need to get them perfectly straight to line them back up and not cross thread. So when I'm going back in, I'm going to go back in nice and gently and make sure they're not cross threaded. So I had to get a few things out of the way to make sure the lines are kind of the only thing holding it down, really. So I'm going to go put the new one in. I don't think you need to see the reverse. It's the reverse of what we just did. And then we've got to bleed the brakes. We'll see what that takes. I think there's a computer thing, but I'll gravity bleed them first. I'll probably got to lift the car up and take all the wheels off, but I'm going to do that. All right, let me tell you, this is not one of those jobs that is way putting it back together than it was coming out. This front outside line took me the better part of 45 minutes to get back in. It was extremely, it was like an inch up. When it came out, it popped up and it was an inch above, so getting it pushed down and getting it lined up, really difficult. One of the bolts that holds it down, this bolt goes, there's a bolt on the side here, a bolt down there, and another bolt down the other side on the bottom. I'll have to look at the footage, the video of when I was doing this, but you know, I didn't inspect the hole, but either it's stripped out or the old bolt is broken off inside of it from, you know, whatever donor car this was. So I don't know. I also had to go glove free, because also getting to that one, you can't just get with this one in the way. I had to bend this one up and out of the way, like I didn't want to, but it was probably the easiest one to bend back, because I just couldn't get 2 fingers on there to even start it. It was a pain, and I used this wrench down here to push it down so it would stay in place. But it's in and plugged in, and I don't know how I did that, but I did that. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together, and then we'll look at the bleeding process, and then come back and hopefully get this thing bled out. And it's not very hard, so I'm gonna look at that first, and then fill this reservoir and start bleeding. Oh, and it plugged in really nice. The plug went right back in. Again, I just used this. You could use a pry bar or something. Just push down on that little lever. Once you kind of got it in and was able to push the lever down a little bit with your fingers, push it down with something hard, and it went right in there. So it's good to go. All right, so the first part of this is done. Let's see if we can clear these codes, and this was actually the problem. Bleed it first. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, it's back together. My OBD2 scanner is in the car updating, because of course it had to update. Didn't want to work, so right now it's updating. I did a regular bleed. It took me over an hour, because I also had to go to O'Reilly. Do yourself a favor, use one of these vacuum bleeders. There's a lot of air in the system, and it definitely needs to be bled. So the vacuum pump got a lot of air. I filled that thing up 1.5 times, so I also needed to get some more .4 brake fluid. So yeah, and again, tools that really helped. This stubby 10mm to get those bolts off was key, and to break the lines free initially, this 11mm line wrench. Those were it, but then after that I just used a regular 11. A little bit shorter would have been great to get in there, but that one worked good. So yeah, the ABS light's on, the traction control light's still on. I briefly started it, so I really haven't given it a chance. We'll jump in a minute. I'll take it for a test drive. We'll check it out. So we'll see how it goes. And then again, I'll see if that'll clear. I'll try to clear the codes. I'll check them again, and then we'll break open this other ABS module, see if we can't see what went wrong. Get off my magnet. That's gonna be so easy. No clear problems. I think I broke this off when I was jamming my screwdriver in there to get the back off, but maybe it was, I don't know. But I can't see anything that looks like it was a problem aside from that, so all I gotta do is drive it. And I didn't drive it yet because the scan tool is still updating, so let's go give it a test. Well, all right, guys, as I do one more diagnostic scan, I just spent hours. My C-Reader Elite here had to update everything, so I finally was able to jump into the codes, clear out all the KCAN fault codes, and it seems like I only have a handful now related to the DSC module talking to the ABS sensor. So I do need to program the ABS sensor. I drove it. It drove fine. The brake pedal feels good. I would say that it's not fixed, but it's different. So let me show you what I've got here. Obviously my lights. So this ABS is new and this ABS is new. And those are really because of the ABS module not communicating correctly, because it needs to be flashed and programmed to this car. So that's a thing. I got to figure out how to do that. This light was on before, and this is what's different, right? So this light was red before, and I've replaced all the wheel speed sensors. I replaced the brake wear indicator sensors, and I had checked the fluid previously, so it was not low fluid while the brake light was on. So maybe that ABS sensor did have a problem. So maybe programming it will bring it back. I don't know. So I've got to drive it. I've got to see if these KCAN faults stay gone. And then I've got to find out what it's going to take to get this programmed. Either I buy a computer that can do that, or I send it somewhere. That's it, guys. That's what it took. I cracked that other one open kind of in the middle there as I was waiting for my scanner to fix itself. But we still have a functioning and driving car. A few different lights, some new lights, but that is basically replacing the ABS sensor. So it will drive with that, but you'll have these lights on. So you can replace it if there is a problem, but you're going to have lights. So if and when I get a chance to actually program this, I'll do it. But for now, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along with the saga of the Mini Cooper. And I'm sure there'll be another video on it very soon. Like, subscribe to Free Things, and we'll catch you on the next one.